This is like a follow-up to the last video. In the last video, I showed how they use this teenager to try to do this disturbing stimulations toward. They use these kids and try to force me to look at them in a sexual way. Now, I understand they do that to much younger kids, right? To be honest, like, it's not the worst because they do that to even actually babies, and it's so disgusting when they do this. It's much, much worse. But these kids, it's also hurts me because it doesn't hurt me. I mean, don't be this dramatic. It's not. It doesn't hurt me, but I do feel bad for them in the sense that they don't know any better. They told them what to do, and they just like this is not the people like in charge, right? They obviously have people telling them, or and it must be fun for them. They don't understand what's what they're part of. If there's adult doing it, who are they to be the one with logic and rationality? So I don't feel like I don't detest them. Now, for 1 second, I looked at the guy. I thought he was like an adult. I was like, no, he's a teenage too. He just kind of looked a little older, but the girls were definitely teenage kids, and so. And looking at these kids, right, and especially the one in front who looked like the youngest there, and so nasty. It's it's sad. It's so sad. Like, it's so sad that they forced me. Like, it's just incredible. I had to take a screenshot of this because they, in my mind, created a version of it in a different, disgusting way. So I took this version of it and make sure that, because they want me to look at these kids in a sexual way, and so they're gonna force me to perceive this in many ways. But listen, this is not the worst. There's babies that they try to make me look at them in a womanly way. So what they're doing on perception now is try to force me to look at kids, the way I would look at a woman and perceive them like that, and create this perception, right? And and so if they can create a perception that can be womanly, they're gonna create that and create a perception of that nature. That's why I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. But I know it's not me. I know it's not, I'll never subscribe to this. And that's why I record this, because I said it. This is what I do. And I can bring a testimony of a woman in Florida who says they do the same thing, where they use teenagers to create these disgusting things. So to me, I'm never going to subscribe to it. It's funny, they calling me Robert. They call me Robert instead of calling me somebody else's name because they know better, right? There's a pedophile that my old employer donated money to, and they don't want to say his name. I say it for them, and they just like try to make me accept these things. But because I'm not subscribing to it, and of course I know it's not me, and especially when I have everything recorded here, it gives me, you know, it's basically like there's no way you can make me think that you guys are not doing anything. These kids will not ever do anything to me naturally. But now I'm getting disturbing stimulation, extreme stimulation. It's so disgusting. My libido is definitely manipulating the worst way. And now they make me think, but okay, what if you were like back in when you were like finishing high school, in college, giving scenarios if you were like between 18 to 22, like it's embarrassing to try to make me like make me think of, okay, if you're much younger, like just finished high school, just starting college, sometime like that, would you? It's like, what? You're so desperate. Even today, right now, you're making me feel stimulation. So what do you think? It's ridiculous. They are so pathetic. They're so pathetic. You're not trying to make me think of me when I was, what, 18, 19, 20, 20. It's like, if during that time, would you, like, are you sad? No. But if I'm experiencing today these things, what can you do to my memory, like to my thoughts of it? Like, it's just nonsensical. A 30-some-year-old man that you're forcing to be stimulated toward these kids. Stop trying to create these weird-ass scenarios, these weird imaginations. What if I was what? I'm telling you, I'm not. This is what you're forcing me to experience. And they try to make me think of, because this is even younger kids. They're like probably 16 years old. I can't even imagine, like, this, to me, I look at them, they're so big, like, especially the girl, like, such a kid, such a baby. It doesn't, I can't even imagine me being around their age anymore. It's just like, they're so, like, childlike. So for them to try to be, they imagine when you were like, and they're like, oh, they wait for you. Look how sad it is. Oh, while there's people, there's kids missing in all right here. You're here trying to force this, having these kids to show them so they can do the perceive, manipulate my perception and stimulate me, and then to ask me, but what if you were like 19 years old? And try to make me think of it. I said, what? No, I know what you're trying to do. You try to make me imagine me, a 19-year-old, being with it's so nonsensicalness. And truly, they really are trying to, like, they're making me imagine this imagination. If I was like, what? Oh my God. But I'm not even going to go to the back and forth with this because it's just nonsensical. And they're like, oh, you're going to get knocked out. Knocked out. To them, it's just like, they literally try to make me stimulate me toward this kid, and now they try to talk, what if you were 19 years old? This is truly a way they have rationalized their fantasies. They create a world that is so nonsensical. What if I was 19 years old? What if I was 20? Like, this is crazy. And they're truly making me imagine this. It's so sad. But I'm never gonna subscribe to this thing. It's just pathetic. They're trying to create a scenario and create this thing. It's just so sad. It's just so sad. It's just so pathetic. They're making me imagine that what if you were this age? What if you were that age? What if this kid is like 15, 16 years old? Do you understand? Now you talk if I was 20, like, no. You are trying to create a what if imagination that you can control. I'm telling you, I don't want anything to do with these kids. Stop putting these kids in front of me so you can do the nasty stimulation. Now you're talking, what if you're 20 years old? What if you're 20? Like, what the and try to make me imagine their version. And try to, but you remember when you were in college, you remember the senior, like, at 21 years old, there was a group of, like, senior girls that was graduating high school. I was in college, and we had, like, a graduation party at my place. I had something, actually, and they tried to make me imagine this kid. Like, what is... They are so pathetic. They are so sad. They are so sad. And they're like, oh, no, we have proved. These people can't speak about a man that was picking up kids as an assistant DA. And they try to make me imagine, no, but okay, remember when you were 21, you had this party at your house where there was this senior high schoolers that were graduating high school while you were 21 in college. This is what... Do you understand the logic these people have? To try to make me accept these pedophilia things they do to me. I'm not going to subscribe to this nonsensicalness. I'm not even going to let you go into that nonsensicalness. And they're like, we proved it. Okay, this is how they prove things. A bunch of pedophiles try to force people to be stimulated toward kids. And they're using their different agitating voice. Oh, you'll fight. You'll like, listen, this is your world. This is what fantasy you've created. You have kids being shown in front of you so they can do the stimulations. And they want you to subscribe to these things. And they're like, you'll be fighting. Okay, I'll fight. I'll fight pedophiles. I'll fight people that have kids like that come and try to be seen so they can do the stimulations. And then these people try to, but okay, remember when you were 21, you had this party at your house where there's senior graduating high school, and you being 21 in college, and they're having can you understand the stupidity? They have no... It's so sad, it's so pathetic, but you gotta be strong. And me as a 30-some-year-old man, I will never, ever, ever even go into these thoughts of thinking like that. Even try to, what if from people who are manipulating me to think stimulating ways toward kids, and then try to turn my thinking ways in a sexual way toward kids. Disgusting, trash, losers. But they'll get what they need. Justice will be done for what they do. And to all my target individuals, you'll be forced to think in these irrational ways, in these almost spectrum-like ways. So stay strong and never subscribe to it. These people are the pedophiles. That's why they're having these kids trying to be seen so they can do the stimulation things. Just be strong.